And then next up, we're going to have, I think I'm going with, okay, it's who is this year's Linus Ullmark? So a goaltender who is, respected, but all of a sudden just explodes to an elite level that no one necessarily saw coming.
See, it's funny. The first I was thinking was Jeremy Swayman, because I really like what he can do in Boston. I think he's a little underrated because his goalie partner is playing as good as he is. But Swayman's numbers are really good too. But I'm going to go with a guy who was one of my favorites for the first half of the year, Logan Thompson. And part of it is I love this guy's story. He was a good WHL goalie. Then he goes and plays a year in Brock University, which is kind of, to with all due respect to you sports, there's not a lot of players that go from there to the NHL, and goalies especially, where it was something like a 20 or 30-year wait, and he went out and fought his way up for the ECHL, played his way through the AHL, and then made himself an NHL starter. And part of the reason why I like him for that is he has always had to prove himself at every level. He has always had to go above and beyond. And this year, for a while, his numbers were among the best in the league. And it did start to trail off. I think he was getting played a little too much for a guy that had like just a handful of NHL starts before that. And there was no real proper backup to kind of be there and take the load away at the time. And, if let's say, Aiden Hill's had his ups and downs, but let's say Jonathan Quick comes back and he's the backup next year, and you got Logan Thompson as your starter. That's, Quick can handle those spot starts, I think, perfectly fine. But then you've got a guy like Thompson, who's again just been proving himself at every level, but always having to do so much. I think that's exciting. So for me, I'd say Logan Thompson's a one to watch next year.
I can see it for sure. And I'm going to take this opportunity, Stephen, to push my Pyotr Kochetkov propaganda one more time. This has been my guy all season long. But again, I always say this, money talks. You have to look at the salary structure of the Carolina Hurricanes. We know that their other two goaltenders are pending unrestricted free agents who are both injury prone, high risk propositions. And we know that Kochetkov got that really early extension. So the team is already committed to him. He has outplayed both of them as a rookie this season, and I see no reason why they wouldn't let him be the starter next year and they bring in someone else, or maybe they re-sign one of the other veterans to be the 1B. But I think he's 1A by next season, and that is a goalie who's already been above average, who's playing on a team that is consistently elite, so a great source of wins, and a team that's consistently outstanding defensively. It's such a fantasy-friendly environment, and I think Kochetkov's ceiling could literally be a top 5 goalie as early as next season. Maybe he's top 15, but I'm talking ceiling. The upside is massive, and that is someone I think is going to be the breakout goalie of next season.